a.m. to 11:30 a.m. It's all about the day-to-day activities in the Nigerian political space, views of political actors from various political parties on political process, views of labor leaders, and most importantly, your views.
Like,
Views
subscribe, and
of the
share right. Hit
common
the subscribe
Nigerian.
button right
Tune
here. You
in
rock.
to
All
everyone
right.
at the
Hello.
103.5 FM or you join online via mixlr.com/gistfm every Monday and Saturday. What are your political views? Keep a date.
Yes, 3 days after military aircraft killed 10 civilians in Sokoto community, Defense Headquarters blamed it on secondary explosion. The director of defense operation, while addressing press conference in Abuja, General Edward Buba, said that the military acted with precision to neutralize members of Lukarawa terrorist organization being habitating in Jigda Sama in Sokoto. The military equally dismissed the use of drones by the terrorists, explaining that the drones were amateur ones, not capable of causing any damage to troops. Good morning and welcome to Political Views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. I am Martin IFEANYICHUKWU Ekezie. It is time for us to talk about things, all the happenings in our political space this morning, because the happenings in the corridors of power affect you and me in one way or the other. So, following the Christmas Day bombing involving two communities in Sokoto State, in which the purpose of the bombing is to neutralize Lukarawa terrorists, the ground forces confirmed that the airstrikes achieved its primary purpose, which is to neutralize the Lukarawa terrorist group. The destruction of the key infrastructure of the terrorist group was also confirmed by the ground forces, as well as the effectiveness of the strike confirmed by the ground forces as well. That was on the site. Now, the military, however, sympathizes with the families affected by the attack. A lot is happening, in our political space this morning, and we must talk about the situation. Meanwhile, the governor of Plateau State, Governor Caleb Mutfwang, said that security have improved in Plateau State. He spoke about the situation after meeting with Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. According to the governor, he came to brief the president, about the happenings in his state. A lot is happening on our political space. So let me bring you up to speed on the happenings on our political space. But remember that you can become part of the conversation when you send SMS or WhatsApp messages on 081 38 39 7740 or 081 39 25 6742. You can as well send SMS or WhatsApp messages on 080 65 796599. Now, let me bring you up to speed on the happenings on our political space. The headlines. Police arrest officer demanding money to investigate missing girl in Ogun. Troops neutralize a terrorist kingpin Alhaji Mauli in Zamfara. Sokoto residents dismiss Niger leaders' claim of a French military base. Northern elders others knock Tinubu for insisting on tax bills. Police must be held responsible for stampedes. Falana. Sharia law will cause anarchy in Southwest. Traditional leaders warn. Federal government firm collaborates to boost Nigeria's livestock sector. Soludo wife mark 32nd wedding anniversary with community mass. Nigerians killed regularly in South Africa without justice. Community leader. 18.3 million out of school children. Federal government earmarks 50 billion naira to address. This and more will be the cause of our discussion on this particular edition of Political Views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. But on this edition, the first story we have for you on this edition is police arrest officers demanding money to investigate missing girl in Ogun. Some officers attached to the Ogun State Police Command have been arrested for allegedly demanding money from the family of a missing girl before taking action on the case. The public relations officer for the Nigerian Police Force, Muyiwa Adejobi, disclosed this in a post on X.com on Saturday. Although he did not reveal the identities of the officers involved, Adejobi stated that they were being held in detention. He is supposed to partly read Otta missing girl. The policemen who demanded money before they could attend to the case have been arrested and are now in detention for disciplinary action. We condemn such an act and will not tolerate it. It is inhuman, apathetic, and unprofessional. Adejobi further reaffirmed the command's commitment to locating the missing girl, assuring the public that she would be found soon. The Ogun State Police Command has been on the case. The girl will be found as soon as possible. We also urge the family of the victim to cooperate with the police, he added. Newsmen reported on Friday that a 7-year-old girl, the daughter of a point of sale operator, had allegedly been kidnapped by one of her mother's regular customers in Ogun State. The incident reportedly occurred when the unidentified man visited the shop, bought food for the girl, and later sent her on an errand to buy a sachet of water. However, when the mother went to the police station to report the incident, she was allegedly asked to pay 10,000 naira to file the case and an additional 30,000 naira to track the man's phone number. And the next story we have for you on this particular edition of Political Views is the troops to neutralize the terrorist kingpin Alhaji Mauli in Zamfara. Troops of one brigade in Sector 2 Joint Task Force Northwest Operation Fansan Hama have neutralized several terrorists, including a notorious kingpin known as Alhaji Mauli, on Boxing Day. The operation took place in Mai Sheka village near Kushin, Kago town, which is one of the local communities that has suffered under Mauli's reign of terror. Mauli is renowned for always imposing illegal levies on residents of Nguwan, Rogo, Mai Sheka, Magasawa, and other surrounding areas of Bilgis in Tifsa, local government council of Zamfara state. According to the spokesman of Operation Fansan Hama, Lieutenant Colonel Abubakar Abdullahi. The neutralization of Moli has brought relief and excitement to locals in Bilbis general area. The operation was initiated in response to intelligence report of terrorists of motorcycles operating in Bilbis, axis of Bilbis district, Tise, local government area in Zamfara state. Swift response by the troops of Operation Fansan Hamad, not only to attack the terrorist plan to attack the locals, but also reinforce the commitment to securing the area from further acts of violence. Operation Fansan Haman remains resolute in its mandate to pursue and neutralize all remaining terrorists and their collaborators across the Joint Task Force theater of operation. The Joint Task Force will also continue to work diligently alongside local communities towards achieving lasting peace and security in Zamfara state and beyond, Abdullahi said. Still on the happenings on our political space this morning, Sokoto residents dismiss Niger leaders' claims of French military presence. Now, residents of border communities in Sokoto have dismissed allegations of the presence of the French army in the area. Recall that the head of military junta in Niger Republic in a recently circulated video accused President Bola Tinubu and some members of his administration of colluding with the French army to attack Niger. Newsmen who visited the border communities of Tangasa and Gudu local government areas in Sokoto on a fact-finding mission confirmed that the allegation were baseless. Speaking to newsmen at his palace, Alhaji Aminu Aliyu, the traditional ruler of Bale in Gudu local government area of Sokoto state, denied the existence of any foreign military camp in the territory. Aliyu said in an interview on Friday in Bale, a Nigerian border community with the Niger Republic, that the claims by the Nigerian junta leader were baseless. He stressed that his subjects had at no time reported the existence of a foreign military camp in the area. According to him, his people were engaged in various agricultural and business activities, and if such a camp existed, his men would have informed him. Another community leader, Malam Abdurrahman Shehu, stated that communities such as Marake, Kudula, and Bikini, located 3 to 35 kilometers from Niger Republic border, had not cited any military camps. Shehu noted that Abale and other communities maintain cordial relationships with Nigerian communities and no reports of foreign military camps that had been received from the residents. Malam Kabiru Muhammad, a resident of Ruwa Wuri in Tangasa, local government area, acknowledged the sporadic presence of Lukarawa bandits but denied the existence of any foreign military camp in the region. We noticed the presence of Lukarawa bandits at times trespassing on our farms with guns. They were always chased away by the Nigerian army stationed in the area, but there is no foreign military camp terrorizing our people, Muhammad said. A commercial motorcyclist in Ruwa Wuri that identified simply as Ibrahim said he had been operating in the town for over 5 years and had never seen any French army in the area. And the next story we have for you this morning is Northern elders, others knock Tinubu for insisting on tax bills. Will be the next story we'll have for you this morning, and we will discuss it at the length this morning. But first, let's go for a short break. When we come back, we'll continue on all the stories making rounds our political space this morning. Please stay with us.
Is a political animal. That's why we all have our views on politics. Political View comes to you at Ebonade 103.5 FM with Martin IFEANYICHUKWU Ekezie every Monday, 3 o'clock p.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. It's all about the day-to-day activities in the Nigerian political space. Views of political actors from various political parties on political process. Views of labor leaders and most importantly, your views. Views of the common Nigerian. Tune in to Ebonade 103.5 FM or you join online via MixLR facebook.com/gistfm. Every Monday and Saturday, what are your political views? Keep a date. It's time to get ready for the most anticipated event of the year, our Dogidi Beauty Pageant. Date 30th December 2024. Your voucher is your ticket to an unforgettable night of top entertainment featuring the sensational Gorilla Dance crew, comedy, traditions, and culture. It's premium or nothing, so dress to impress. And the hosting of the event is the one and the only MC Hamatan, our Dogidi Beauty Project. Date 30th December 2024, time 5 p.m. Venue, Residence Hotel, Yofino, Gidi, call 080-6329-0766 or 090-1356-6263. For table reservations, get your vouchers now. Get your voucher for table 100,000 naira, VIP 50,000 naira, and regular for each person 5,000 naira at the port of entry. We are grateful to our sponsors, Kemp Total Homes Limited, Lagos, Castro International Limited, Holland, SVA Properties Limited, Abuja, Airborne FM, Okidi. Be part of the magic. Residency Hotels, Leofino, Ogidi. Ogidi's number one place for all type of events. Burunia Dewa from corporate to social gathering or any type of parties, even end of year parties from the club. We have air conditioned hall and outdoor space of a very good capacity. One Nebiano, come, let us celebrate your event in style. Residency Hotel, Leofino, Ogidi. If you are somebody more lazy but a taste, one man back in the I want delicious meals, drinks and spirits brewed in different parts of the world. For booking, call 081 One Nemo. Come, let's make your event come through the way it's dream or your plan of why. Residency Hotels, Leofino, Gidi, or Gidi's best place for premium events. As for Nanamagwarabe, Wakazian happy.
That's right. You are welcome back to Political Views on Airborne and the 103.5 FM. I remain the one and only Martin IFEANYICHUKWU Ekezie. And this is to remind you that you can become part of the conversation on this particular program, Political Views, via 081 38 39 7740 or 081 39 25 6742, or you can send SMS or WhatsApp messages on 080 65 79 6599. And the next story we have for you on this particular edition of Political Views is Northern elders, others knock Tinubu for insisting on tax bills. Now, Northern leaders have expressed displeasure over President Bola Tinubu's declaration that there will be no reversal on the controversial tax reform bills. The leaders, comprising members of the National Assembly, the League of Northern Democrats, and the Northern Elders Forum, criticized the president's firm position, describing it as unilateral and devoid of inclusive consultations. During his media chat held on Monday in Lagos, the president acknowledged that the bills might not be embraced by everyone. but maintained that there was no turning back on them. He added that the tax reform bills were necessitated by the need to eliminate colonial-based assumptions in the nation's tax environment. Speaking to newsmen, the lawmaker representing Nasarawa South Senatorial District, Senator Muhammad Onawu, said the president must allow National Assembly members to perform their duties without undue interference from other arms of government. He emphasized the importance of adhering to due legislative procedures, noting that as a former legislator, the president should respect the established process. Onawu stated if the president, who was once a legislator, is passing judgment on bills that are before the National Assembly, it is unfortunate. Be it good or bad, the president should let the bills go through the normal legislative process and get the approval of the legislators. If they get approval, they will become law, but if they don't, they die. I don't subscribe to a situation where a president introduces a bill to the National Assembly and doesn't give the lawmakers a chance to go through it and say it's here to stay for a legislature as reputable as this one. I think that's wrong. He added, most of the people, even the legislators commenting on the bills, have not gone through the full content to know whether they are good or bad. It is just the summary that is being passed around. There is no bill initiated by anyone that is totally bad. The right thing is for legislators to go through the bills, identify contentious areas, and amend those that do not represent the public's opinion or will not benefit the general public. Even laws as old as 100 years can be amended. So I don't see any reason why anyone will claim it's good or bad without reviewing the content. We will look at the bills, and if any part is contentious or doesn't benefit the people we represent, we will bring our opinions together. And at the end of the day, those with popular opinion will ensure the bill pass. Now, also commenting on the issue, Senator Ibrahim Gobi, who represented Sokoto East in the Ninth Assembly, accused Tinubu of playing politics of tribalism with the tax reform bills. According to him, the president cannot unilaterally implement the bills without legislative approval. He criticized the proposed allocation of valued added tax revenue, saying if the parliament agrees with the bills, that's fine. But if they do not agree, what can he do? Will he do it without the legislature? The bills are not only about the North, they are about Nigeria. You cannot be the president of only the Yorubas. He is the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. All Nigerians, not just Yoruba people, voted for him. Why should he be a regional president when this bill will benefit only Lagos, Rivers, and Ogun states? He stated. He said that Section 77 of the bill is the main issue. Consumers in Nigeria are not only Yoruba or Lagosians, they are all over the nation. When I drink Pepsi here in Abuja, I have paid VAT to Lagos. Why? If that is the case, then for any food item brought from the north, the VAT on it should be paid to the north as well. Yes, a lot is happening on our political space, and the next story we have for you on this particular edition of Political Views is police must be held responsible for stampedes. Falana. A renowned human rights lawyer, Femi Falana San, has stated that the Nigerian police must be held responsible for the stampedes recently recorded across the country, stressing that the police failed to protect the people. Falana, who demanded that the families of the victims of the stampedes must be duly compensated, emphasized that poverty and unemployment are major drives of crime in the country. The legal luminary stated this while delivering a lecture titled Security Sector Reform in Promoting Peace, Stability, and Development. The Ondo State example during the median edition of Akredoru Leadership Lecture Series held at the International Culture and Events Center, the Dome in Akure, the state capital, in honor of the late former governor of the state. Oluwarotimi Akeredolu. Falana, who lamented the prevailing insecurity in the country, extolled the late Akeredolu's courage and commitment to justice, noting that the former governor's establishment of Amotekun has made the state a reference point in security matters across Nigeria. He said Akeredolu was a very courageous man. Even before judges, he was not afraid to call out wrongdoings. He was instrumental to the development of the people, whether as a student leader or as a governor. His boldness in establishing the Amotekun Corps, even when it meant defying the federal government, is a proof of his determination to protect his people, he remarked. Today, all 36 state governors have come together to approve state police, but it was Akelederu who laid the groundwork by enacting the law that legitimized Amotekun. That singular action has made Ondo State the most peaceful state in Nigeria, he said. The death of 115 Nigerians in the recent incident in Ibadan, Abuja, and Okija are unacceptable. The police failed to protect the people, and I hold them responsible. The government must pay compensation to the families who lost their loved ones because of these failures. Falana highlighted the importance of preserving Akeredolu's legacy, stressing that the greatest tribute to Akeredolu is the sustainability of his legacy. He showed us what leadership looks like, and it is now up to us to carry it forward, while praising his predecessor's impact on the state's fortunes through landmark achievements in infrastructure, education, healthcare, agriculture, security, and economic development. Ayedatiwa reiterated his commitment to carrying forward Akeredolu's vision of development and good governance. Still on the happenings on our political space this morning, the next story we have for you is Sharia law will cause anarchy in Southwest. Traditional leaders warn. Paved by the reported move to introduce Sharia law in the Southwest, traditional leaders in the region have warned that any attempt to initiate such a law will cause anarchy, division, and instability. According to them, Sharia law in any form is unsuitable for Yoruba land. Newsmen reported that a flyer went viral on Tuesday inviting guests from across the country to the inauguration of a Sharia court scheduled for January 11, 2025 at the Muslim Community Islamic Center, Oba Adeyemi High School Road, Mobolaje area, Oyo. The flyer listed the Bashorun of Oyo land, High Chief Yusuf Akinade Olayinka I, as the royal father of the day, the Mufaru of Oyo land, Alhaji Abu Latif Eleyele, as the spiritual father of the day, and the Are Musulumi of Oyo land, Alhaji Tajuddin Kamoris, as the chief host. However, the event drew criticisms from a cross section of Nigerians, with many arguing that the predominantly Yoruba Southwest is distinct from the northern region, where Muslims are in the majority. In the 2021, the president of the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, Bishop Wale Oke, cautioned the Senate against covert attempts by certain groups to introduce Sharia law to the Southwest through the ongoing constitutional review. In response, the director of the Muslim Rights Concern, Ishaq Akintola, urged the PFN to mind its business and stop opposing Muslim rights to operate Sharia. The push for Sharia law in the region faced resistance and was ultimately dismissed at that time. Addressing the recent call for the introduction of Sharia law in the Southwest, Oyo State Governor Sheyi Makinde acknowledged the proposed Sharia court and the controversy it had sparked. Regarding the establishment of a Sharia court in Oyo town, people may try, but as for me, I swore to uphold our laws and the Constitution of Nigeria. If their actions are within the law, fine. If not, they should expect that I will insist the law must be followed, the governor stated in a broadcast. Meanwhile, the announcement has ignited heated debates with critics warning that introducing a Sharia court could disrupt the state's religious harmony. Rejecting the proposal, the Are Ona Kankafo of Yoruba land, Gani Adams, told newsmen that introducing Sharia law in Oyo State would create significant problems. He argued that implementing Sharia law in Yoruba land, a multi-religious region, will be extremely challenging. I am not against Sharia law. It is a good law, but it is easier to implement in the north. Even in the north, Sharia law is not deeply enforced in the middle belt because the majority there are Christians. We have been running the southwest with the modern constitution, promoting coexistence among religions. We do not want a religion to divide us, Adams stated. He advised the Oyo state government to tread carefully as a religion is a sensitive issue in Yoruba land. Gani Adams added, Sharia law has been in place in the 19 northern states of Nigeria based on the penal code. Since Nigeria's inception, the southern part has been using the modern constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria. For anyone to want Sharia law introduced to Yoruba land is planned for division, disunity, and anarchy, he stated. Still on the stories making rounds at political space this morning. Soludo wife mark 32nd wedding anniversary with community mass. In a heartwarming display of love and devotion, Governor Chukwuma Soludo and his wife Nonye celebrated their 32nd wedding anniversary with a special mass held at their country home, Isuofia, Akwata Local Council of Anambra State. The couple was joined by family, friends, and members of the community as they marked this significant milestone in their lives. The mass was attended by hundreds of local residents who came to honor the couple's commitment not only to each other but also to their community. In his remarks, the governor expressed gratitude for the love and support he has received throughout the years, both from his wife and the people. This celebration is not just about our marriage, it's about the community that has supported us every step of the way. We are truly blessed to have such a strong foundation built on love, faith, and service, Soludo said. Following the mass, the couple greeted attendees and shared heartfelt conversation about their journey together over the past 3 decades. They reminisce on the memories they have created, the challenges they have faced, and the joy of family life. In a homily, the Catholic Bishop of Oka Diocese, Most Reverend Paulinus Ezokafor, called on Christians to always depend on God in every circumstances and asked young couples to borrow a leave from the couple. He wondered where the governor assesses funds for the capital projects he is executing, asking him to continue the good works he is doing in the state. The mass was attended by the Deputy Governor, Dr. Onyekachukwu Ibezim, and his wife, the National Chairman of APGA, Sly Ezokemwa, Speaker, Anambra House of Assembly, Somtochukwu Ideze, members of Anambra Executive Council, traditional ruler of Isuofia, Igwe Christopher Mohalo, top government officials, the clergy, among others. Still on the stories making rounds our political space this morning, Nigerians killed regularly in South Africa without justice. Community president. Now, President of Nigerian Citizens Association in South Africa, Frank Onyekwelu, speaks about on the recent killing of his compatriot. Among other issues facing Nigeria, Mr. Chukwunta was a Nigerian national who lived in an area called Midrad in Johannesburg. The unfortunate incident that led to his death happened on December 7, 2024. Based on the information we received from his partner, he was coming back from work with his partner. They already drove inside the complex when some guys blocked the entrance. He told them to move their vehicle so that he could have access to the parking lot. They refused and led to an exchange of words. When he saw that they remained adamant, he walked towards the estate security post to lodge a complaint. As he walked in the direction, the four guys followed him. They stopped him and a fight started. The four guys pounced on him. They inflicted heavy injuries on him. When his partner, who was waiting in the car for him, did not see him, she walked towards the security post and saw him on the ground bleeding. She started calling for help, but nobody came. This was for almost an hour, according to her. When there was no help from passers-by, she called her father on the phone. Her father came to the scene of the incident. That was how they rushed Mr. Chukunta to General Hospital on Saturday. He died on Tuesday, which was December 10th. He died as a result of loss of blood because of the heavy injuries on his skull. They hit a brick on his head. This opened a big wound on his skull. As a result of this, he succumbed to death. She opened the case at the Milgrad police station. An investigation team was assigned to the case. I must commend their swiftness in tactful responding to it, with the evidence from the footage from the complex that revealed the car and the faces of the guys. The police made arrests. The suspects, were charged with murder. We believe in the fairness of justice. It was a life that was taken, and those guys were not supposed to be released on bail, whether intentionally or unintentionally. They took a life, but we saw that in the proceeding of the court, there were areas where there was a breach of communication between the attorney, who was supposed to represent the family and the community, and Mr. Junior's partners. They had the right by law to oppose it, the bail, or present their lawyers to defend the matter. That was expected, but the suspects were not supposed to be granted bail. Unfortunately, three of them presented their reasons, and there was not much persuasion or refusal from the prosecuting counsel. With little experience I have in the legal and the judicial system in South Africa, the prosecutors has the right to refuse the bail to be granted. If the magistrate now overrules the decision of the prosecutor, that becomes a different case. There might be a flight risk, he stated. And the next story we have for you this morning is 18.3 million out of school children. Federal government earmarks 50 billion naira to address a challenge. Now, the federal government has earmarked the sum of 50 billion naira in the 2025 budget to address the problem of out of school children in the country, which is estimated at 18.3 million. An analysis of the 2025 budget by newsmen showed that the program is domiciled in the Federal Ministry of Education, captured as an economic recovery growth plan. The new project, titled ERGP 24225846, support for our out of school children project, will go up 50 billion naira. According to latest figures from the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, 18.3 million Nigerian children are out of school. A breakdown of the number indicates that while 10.2 million children are out of primary school, 8.1 million children are out of junior secondary school. Last month, the federal government sounded the alarm over the staggering number of out of school in the country, acknowledging that it would have severe consequences for the country's future if left unchecked. Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, who spoke at the education sector stakeholders consultative dialogue, emphasized the need for innovation accountability, and strategic partnership to revitalize the education sector and unlock the potential of the country's youth. He tax stakeholders, government bodies, development partners, the private sector, and civil society to embrace a collaborative spirit to combat the crisis. Education is not just an investment in our children, it is the foundation of our nation's future. With dedication, innovation, and strategic action, we will transform Nigeria's education landscape, he said. He added, to address these challenges, the ministry has outlined three strategic priorities: equitable access, skill development, and governance, as well as data management. In a chat with newsmen, the initiator, Creative Change Center, Omole Ibukun, applauded the government's proposal. Ibukun, however, noted that its impact will be limited, saying that with the country's 18.3 million out of school children, the amount translates to a major 2,732 naira per child. Now, still on the stories making rounds at political space this morning, Sokoto bombing. Villagers kick as defense headquarters declares victims killed by terrorists. Explosive. Days after military airstrikes killed at least 10 people in Gidan Sama and Rumu Rumutua communities in Selama, local government area of Sokoto State, on Christmas Day, some residents of the agrarian community have rejected claims by the military that those hit were terrorists. Reports indicate that the fighter jet was targeting Lukarawa terrorists in the area, but in the process dropped explosives that killed residents and livestock, but burnt several food silos and houses. Although the Nigerian Air Force promised to launch a thorough investigation into the incident, the NAF spokesperson, Air Vice Marshal Olusola Akiboyewa, defended the airstrikes, stating that they were carried out based on credible intelligence from multiple sources and after confirmatory area surveillance. His claim was corroborated by the coordinator of the Joint Media Coordination Center of the operation, Lieutenant Colonel Abubakar Abdullahi, who insisted that the military operation was based on thorough reconnaissance mission. When newsmen visited the local government headquarters on Friday, the mood was tense and residents wore long faces. Many people from different communities gathered at the residence of the local government chairman, Alhaji Abubakar Muhammad, to commiserate with him about the incident. Muhammad insisted that those killed were farmers with no links to terrorists or the alleged Lukarawa sect as claimed by the military. The chairman acknowledged the military's effort in the community but stressed that the attack could not be overlooked. Newsmen gathered that the distance between Silame town and the affected communities is about 20 kilometers, which takes approximately 5 hours when traveling in a small car. Muhammad said it is unfortunate that this is happening. We are deeply saddened by this incident and we want justice for the victims. Look at how they were killed, how the village was razed, and how the food stores were destroyed. This it is disheartening. They have really suffered, and it is very unfortunate that such a thing is happening at this time, right after the harvest. The community is burned down. But what can we do? The deed has been done, and it is very unfortunate, he stated. The resident of the community, Farouk Abubakar, who witnessed the attack, said it occurred early in the morning when some residents returned home after praying at the mosque. He said some of us were sitting where we usually drank early morning pap brought by a woman when we suddenly saw the aircraft flying low and coming towards us. We thought it was just passing through until it lowered further. We started running and heard a loud sound followed by fire spreading fast. Some people were still sleeping in their huts when the bomb landed. Many people were feared dead immediately, while others sustained various degrees of injuries. Another resident, Alhaji Adi Abubakar, said the incident came to them as a rude shock. He said it was a black Wednesday for our people here. We woke up to the worst calamity we have ever faced. It felt like a dream when it happened. I lost my friend in the blast. We were together on Tuesday night, but unfortunately, I woke up on Wednesday only to realize that he had died in such a terrible way. We need justice for the people who died. We are not criminals. have never harbored any criminal in our midst. The allegations against us are false, and we want this matter thoroughly investigated. He stated. And the last story we have for you this morning, before you can call in and tell us what you think of all of this, is Abiodun commends Rimuland for advancement in agriculture, education, industrialization. Now, Ogun State Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun has commended Rimuland for the progress he has made in agriculture and industrialization. Speaking at the Median Remo Day celebration at the Gateway International Stadium, Shagamu, Abiodun said Remoland has achieved many breakthroughs in the area of agriculture, education, science, and technology through a united front. Over the past years, Remoland has made significant progress from advancements in agriculture and industrialization to breakthroughs in education and technology. These achievements highlight what a united and visionary community can accomplish. Remoland is home to Ogun State Gateway International Airport and a reference to the Gateway Agro Cargo Special Processing Zone. He said, Abiodun said the Remo Day celebration would continue to be a shining example of how culture could help bring the people together and foster a sense of pride and identity, observing that it will grow to become a major tourism activity that would attract people from around the world. The celebration, the governor added, is a testimony to the unity, resilience, and the progressive spirit of Remoland, adding that it holds a central place in the government agenda for tourism potential and the socio-economic development of the state. The governor also promised that community development associations whose project engender growth and enhance development would receive funding from the state government. He noted that his administration was committed to ensuring that the grassroots experience accelerated development. He said, I want to assure that all citizens at Ogun State that our administration will continue to support meaningful community development projects proposed by our community development associations, he stated. Well, there you have it. In as much as some other communities are complaining about, the insecurity, Governor Mufwang of Plateau State, affirmed that things are getting better security-wise in his own state, Plateau State. Certainly, they are better off than they were last year. That's how he said it. He said that they are better off than they were last year. He is also saying that it has been he's saying that it is not 100% already, but he also said that with the support of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they are going to make it difficult for criminality to happen in Plateau State. So what is your take on the matter, on all of this, all that is going on in our political space this morning? Remember that you can call us now to become part of the conversation. You can call 081 38 39 7740 or 081 39 25 6742. You can click on 080 6579 6599. What is your take on the matter? Let's hear from you now. Hello. Yes, good morning. Yes, your name and location, please. Speak up. Let's so that we can hear you, please. Okay, please call us back on the same number 081 Let's hear from you now. Hello. Yes, good morning, my sister. How are you doing? Okay, Gabaniru. Mm. Okay. Okay. Yes, I can hear you, though the network is disturbing your voice, but go on. Yes.
Our bishop, he said he is surprised where our governor is wanting to do to control state.
Yes.
That's what he said.
Yes.
But from one time or the other, there is someone or there are someone in which he say they are the ones that have fighting of other patrons wonders in the top of the government has been in the time.
Mm.
To make the eastern part of Nigeria,
Okay.
they call it the highest in West Africa. Is it a lie?
Okay, continue. Yeah.
How can you come today to look at the people and it is and try to have to take what money to construct what
Mm.
you know what I'm saying is
Why?
the Catholic priest is now killed by whoever or non-government.
Mm.
And actually family priest, the guy that nobody knows his father about in the hands of the them on the government.
Okay.
I think last week, in the politician's house in Anambra, it was somebody sitting watching from like this man in his palace,
Mm.
in his home.
Oh, please, we lost you. But please call us back so that we can hear you and know exactly how we relate to that. But let's hear from you now. Hello. Yes, good morning, my brother. When you talk no kind of hin of my tea, your mouthpiece none go off my kind of hin kusa. Oh, okay. Onuga abogotego ketan. Ifolo no onuga abogotego kita. Wo haneza afake na bisa boke gaba niru sa. Yeah. Hello. Okay. Mm. Mana ikwubie in that form abụrụzi because of ife ndị ọzọ mere a transfers ya aggression on ndị na-ebe a enwe ndị fefa ma gbasara nke ahụ mba ọ bụla otu esi ekwesị isi m ya ọ bụla otu a ka esi eme ya No, I am in support of such a thing. Mba si amani idi ya adro mma my brother. Si kuzina na mba. Aman transfer aggression. Mba, Dalo, my brother. We will not be in support of inciting violence against a particular people. Yes, or when I am in support of incite violence against innocent people now men in South Africa at the end of the day. So become part of the conversation. Remember that you can call us on 081 38 39 7740 or 081 39 25 6742. You can equally call us on 080 65 79 6599. What is your take on all that is going on in our political space this morning? Yes, remember that we are also talking about the fact that police arrest, officers demanding money to investigate missing girl in Ogun. These happenings, we see them as citizens of this country. So let's talk about the situation. It is like this: since police can arrest, police officers who are making such a demand, what is your take on the matter? Let's hear from you now. Hello. Hello. Okay, please call back. Keep the calls coming on 081 38 39 7740 or 081 39 256742. What is your take on all that is going on in our political space? Yes, let's hear from you now. Hello. Hello. Yes, good morning, my brother. How are you doing this morning?
I'm fine.
Okay. Your name and location, please.
Okay,
Okay, where are you calling us from, sir?
okay, from 3
Please go on. Let's hear you, sir.
I was asking about this transportation issue.
Mm.
I think our ambassador need to look into it
Okay.
because this thing cannot continue like this.
Mm.
That's why we have them over there.
Okay.
So let them try their possible best so that anywhere we are, we will be tested.
Okay. Okay.
That's my own
Take on the matter. Okay, no problem. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, my brother. Thank you. Yes. Yes, it is happening. Let's hear from you now. 08138397740. What do you have to say about the happenings on our political space this morning? Hello? Yes, good morning, my sister. Welcome back. Okay, please go on.
Hello?
Hello, go on. I can hear you. Go on.
Hello?
Okay, continue. We can hear you. Hello? Mm.
So I thought as well, I am angry about the treatment of our non-bishop.
Okay.
And how our government took the money to construct just road.
Okay.
It's just an integral part of the whole holistic approach to Anambra government.
Yes, it is.
I have brought it to the killings of the clergy, the priest in and the abduction of another clergy. Yet, the clergymen were seen in politicians' hands. What did you do of them? That's what are they doing there? Is it a thing that we see the individual or individual priest in his house, in father's house, or not?
But the priests have, a responsibility to go and give, the message of God to anyone, anywhere. It could be, even, in the form of maybe penance, all of those kind of things you see, the sacramentals and all of that. Mm. Okay. Mm. 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 Okay. Yes. Mm. Mm. But you know that. Mm. Okay. So some of the people speaking up on this thing now, are also Muslims. Like the or Kakamfo, Gani Adams speaking up. He's also a Muslim, but he's not in support of it. In a Okay. Should I answer this question? Should I go on? Okay. The thing is that the Sharia law itself works with the northern states. In some of the northern states, it's okay for them. And at a time, if you look at the southwest, it is not completely okay with the southwest. But southeast, it is not. It is even a no-go area for the southeast. On a very good day. So Yes, no, you asked me a question and I'm getting to the question you asked, so you allow me to get to it. Now, the issue is that this law will still work with some northern states and not the middle belt, you know. So it is not left for us to strike it out completely because it works for some people. So those people should have it. But the people who it doesn't work for, it should be avoided in order not to cause, chaos in those places. So that's just the thing. But mm, so that's why people from the southwest are speaking up about it now to make sure that it is terminated. Yes. No, they apologize. No, they apologize. No, they apologized. So you didn't in the past. Okay. No problem. I will have to allow others now to come in. When you come back, we'll continue the conversation. Okay. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Yes, it is happening. It is political views on Airborne at the 103.5 FM. It's heated up and we need to talk about the situation. Call us on 081 38 397740. Let's hear from you now. What do you have to say about the situation? Hello.
Good morning.
Yes. Good morning, my brother.
Good morning.
Yes.
I'm going to come from Ogun.
Please go on, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Matthew.
Welcome.
Yeah, I want to start an issue of I'm apologizing for unprofessional acts.
Okay.
Because I call this unprofessional because our people don't know how to handle the situation. They are not from that work. We didn't know they were friends. Yeah, they were acting. I cannot even tell. What we are doing is hello.
Yeah, we'll continue, please. I can hear you.
Okay. What they are doing here and if they are fighting the family, they have to go to train about it because the way they are handling it is themselves.
Okay.
And that's not the way they're supposed to do it. I don't know how people will not, how so the whole program will not begin to grow up where they are. Without the proper integration. We usually know that we are not fighting another country, we're only fighting with us. And this thing has to go by intelligence. And they have to work with intelligence officers to bring out the fish out of those people, the Sokoto, out of their education.
Okay.
So that's what they have to do. So for them to shoot
drop bombs, yes.
And come back to Abuja, it's not professional.
Okay.
And that is exactly what I want to say there.
Okay.
And on the issue of Sharia law in Southwest, what I want to say there is that in Nigeria, it has become a common issue here that we have different laws, like even some of them even surpass our constitution.
Okay.
And it is unfair. We have to want every constitution has to be under the constitution of Nigeria. No matter the number of them, because the reason I say that like in Nigeria now when we thought that we are practicing Christians, we are practicing Muslims and some of the traditions, every tradition have their law, Sharia have their law,
okay.
And Christians have their law. But the way they are going about the Sharia law in Nigeria is like, as if the Sharia law is above the constitution of Nigeria, it's unfair. So whatever they want to do, they are taking to their church.
Okay, you might say it looks as if, that it is not above the constitution of Nigeria because you will see that the governor of the state, who is Makinde, is saying that once it is against the constitution of Nigeria, that he will stand against it. So that will show you that it is not above the constitution of Nigeria. But for that zone, it won't work there. But in some zones where it is adopted, it is okay for them. Don't you think?
What we said is good.
Okay.
And what I want to say is that because those people at the Sharia law, practicing Sharia law, sometimes you see some of them handling the constitution of Nigeria, and which is wrong. You have to get a limit in whatever they are doing, so that they will not, will not appoint them for Sharia to our country's judiciary. It do not work. So that is why the man just fought and the fact that this Sharia law will not be practical in their state. Because if they come here, they will substitute their state constitution. It is the constitution itself. Because this thing, the way they are going about it, they want leading it to this in Nigeria. They need to get not it. Because as we see things today now, as the Muslim motion together one, now they wanted to bring a lot of Sharia country into Nigeria, which cannot really help us as a country. So what I want to say there is that such Sharia country, Sharia law, has to be stopped. Let's make their work. Nigeria has to get half of people that is investigating the Sharia law concerning their place, because using the Sharia law like that, it may cost a lot of money there. So what I want to say is that the federal government bring men who will look into Sharia law, whether in the north or in the south, so that they know how they are operating, so that they cannot just go beyond that, beyond our constitution. Because sometimes they are doing something on their own, they cannot even consult our constitution. They give a lot of them and they pass judgment without our constitution. So it's unfair. That's what I want to add here now.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Let's hear from you. What is your own opinion on this? Let's hear from you now. Hello? Hello? Okay, hello? 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 Okay, when you told Nugabani Rusa, oh? Odro advisable Idifa email Yotago, and I can't I can't allow you to continue preaching that, say retaliate. No, you can't tell people to retaliate. It's not done, my brother. Oh, when you call back, you make sure you make sure you are objective in what you are saying. Remove sentiment from what you are saying, because the innocent people here don't know about that. So you won't convince people to go and attack innocent people who does not know about what happened in South Africa. So I won't allow you to use this platform to do such a thing. Anyway, let me hear from you now. What do you have to say about the situation? Hello?
Hello, Matthew.
Yes, welcome back, my sister.
Matthew, thank you. Matthew, do you know that the blood of Nigerians flowing in this country is more than water flowing in this country now. Just within this December, look at the death, untimely death. Not that they are sick to hospital. This thing the security men are doing in this country without proper surveillance, and they come out to tell us, Shebu told them to leave innocent Nigerians alone. They know where to meet them. As an end of Ogun anchored at Echo Church, why should the security men join an unknown government to kill Nigerians this way? Martin, if you ask me, I will tell you that this country is not ruled or governed by the people we are seeing. The outside world are ruling here by proxy, and they never care about what to us. Are we going to stand side and continue to look for our death on timely death? Now, let me say something about our government today. Okay. Congratulations to their 30 years of marriage. Matthew,
yeah.
You know that every December, if the section of these people, the democracy from Ekezie, there is no debt for workers. I said this there sometimes I say, it continues by you know they are not. But Governor Soludo came and exposed it as this December.
Okay.
I told you that I am a civil servant, that my salary or my leave are not gotten today. The UK people minimum wage that is dwindling every month. It has gone last month by 50,000. This month it will gone by 45. We don't know how it will be next month. And the clergymen are not seeing this thing. And we have their subject in the church. Whether they will be talking what we don't know. This killing must stop. And our government should look into the price of workers in this state. Who can you be?
Thank you so much for joining us again this morning. Keep the calls coming. Let's talk about the Nigerian situation, the world, like the happenings in our political space. So keep the calls coming on 081-3839-7740. Let's hear from you now. What do you have to say about the situation? Hello.
Hello, good morning. This morning,
welcome back, my brother. Please go on.
Yeah. I want to talk on the issue of killing in South Africa.
Okay.
Killing of Nigerians in South Africa.
Mm.
I'm not going to go no further. But I look at only my app and I want to go to about water.
Okay.
But I never can of the guy in Nigeria. So this is who I ever we just you know the right guy. In Nigeria and in the outside of the right. Wounding guy is that you was about to speak to them. If I am able to. So I can find this wound the guy as I know the children at that time. Because I am everything because I am with him. I am with government to the HMACAN the money. We have an HMACA after no Nafagaha, not recognized no one in there. They don't even care. I think that they care. All that fair has South African money in Yaka, Ethio, and Nigeria.
Okay.
So look at it. A couple of America, I hope. Every high is my choice when they're getting gases. So, me and the food that goodbye, we have to do when the good on the hand. But can I am a government to go live? Now, so I will be in the weekly back.
Okay.
I don't want them to maybe try. I think the police maybe try. I can't make what I can want.
Yes,
yeah, so we have the food that this is me in there. I have a matter. He did it. What he had, yeah, he had what to do when he had. I'm always glad that you may be with the other hand to our level. We can't try to know here. Nigeria, for my brother, upon them when he had a for orientation and for more behavior. This is one that I put one and we keep spot up over home. Macanation and Nigeria, even in the Manhattan, cannot pass on the letter of them. I am looking in the land, who may be make a fire. But okay, ask your family and leave one. But not so good. You will really not banana for the man I have to have the you know, not on this side, now, over one and Apple has given a mother tonight that one of the wood line and over hand. But no photo at the one hand. No photo mean let's be quiet, not the photo here in every room. Not whenever the photo is to do like that. And the different woman is the not a part. He is me, for that. I'm going to make it. None of my tickets make a Nigeria.
Dalo, my brother, thank you so much for joining us again this morning. What is your take on the matter? Yes, let's hear from you. 08138 397740 or 08139256742. You can equally call us on 08065796599. Let's hear from you right about now. Can you hear me? Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Good
Good morning, my sister.
morning. I think I'm out.
Thank God. No.
Okay. I'm going to get you to
Naganiru. Oh.
I want to know that or sure and I'm glad to. Or just short and fond of, yeah. But I say, it's 3 years, the marriage energy. You could be a connection, I cannot do it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, where can I see ya? When I got here, was follow insecurity in an
Okay.
It's so all our talk to one, all our talk to one, but down, I hate you and everyone is all the people too hard. Now, you are saying at the question. I'm a friend or a you can go to take an act and I did security, not people. I take any design, I will now your former open that I can and I'm glad to. Or because design, let them let your former and not design. What I do with that. No one near power. You cannot have take a party, check up without your mamma. Somebody here may care about a live to be checked. What I do with my leg, care about a leg, check up on it. Take care about a leg round of it. Let you go to bed, take a hat, check up on it.
Yeah.
And tell them it's not just all the stuff too bad. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning, my sister. It is unfolding. What is your take on the matter? Keep the calls coming on 081 3839 7740 or 081 3925 6742. Hello. Yes, my brother. Good morning.
Good morning.
Adekwan, ke kan go adekwan. Gabani rusa. Na gani rusa.
Yeah. Governor in a of marriage.
Yeah.
Okay, but you're my number. I'm on the garden, only an apple. That's okay.
Okay.
I think go to the last week at the governor my interest na insecurity at too bad in a state or that. Yes, I go. I don't care. I don't go with this celebration. This moment, I can't cancel it because for now, if I'm more on it, I don't know. More garden and celestial and all my celebration. So now, man, I find doctor there the governor.
Okay.
I'm going to say more about the lawful Lord. We are all that time. Rap insecurity is in our fight. No ball, no infrastructure, and Anambra news as the real. The more we get them market.
Yeah.
Man, Facebook, one have the one who be the other at that time. Because top of them, the just 5 notes because that is security will play policy. Where we near that time, wherever. Because he take care of the base, yeah, but now Andrew Banner woman. Mama Andrew back, the FCC accused of being the sponsor of the killings in Anambra State. Even the Gullible Masses, we are supporting that, within the Gullible Masses, we are also saying that.
Okay.
So, up as there, they can play politics with the NSA, Nigeria politicians, and even the citizens. Up as there, well, Malaysia and Ekezie for cross the seas of all Jandoba. Well, Malaysia and they found one back of wine. Now, but for that time, the Malaysia on the planet. Don't live with the guy where he get like a guy where the clear state of emergency. Or Batalia Simba, offer on the one. See them ever home with them when I have. One of the majority of them are on the Anambra State. Don't go Gumbawa. Apollyon, in the Anambra State money, you know, bullet is prayer. Or they let all them a capital people you. And that I am part of now. And when you have an opposite where you are well. Police have been what they are. And wherefore, I go to get a contact. That is security now. Open about your book over. All what I see that is happening. All balance it because what you can insecurity because all the all the time. Then they just put the buy now, to
mana otu isi wekwu na o wetinye aka na insecurity itself nke ikpeazụ a o kwuru okwu about inye amnesty to onye ọbụla bụ a criminal in Anambra State na onye ọbụla drop all their arms na onye amnesty. So don't you think it is a good move that no onye debete February ka yotago ka onye ọbụla ji arm drop or arm? Don't you think na nke ahụ mere super na ọlụ ọ na-alụ in the first place?
Well, everybody need another round of election.
Okay.
So you don't take politics serious. Maromuka, he is very one message. I will do a attempt amnesty here. Man, if you are not, insecurity or not, I still would give a day of amnesty. Not criminal come up. That I used to work about the same criminal I went aside by. I seen a nigga amnesty. I have to draw serious over that. Why the serious bubble why is you man a criminal for criminal? That they are there to destabilize. They can only thrive in insecure environment. But they don't like them Western atmosphere. So now these people thrive. So upon Arab of being through amnesty or anything, you are just defeating yourself.
And you know, the way it is, they will always thrive on the sentiments the people will be always adopt to. You have to go to particular sentiments and the mother guy like aka where when I'm at the end of the day at the time or the can and wanted the support of the people. Don't you think so?
Yes, yeah. Oh, you can now buy one value of the mother about one. I'm going to do it. And a hell of a woman here. I'm not quite. Police war me there after all the police mandate
which is wrong.
Support to them because people are more than them mother they never support, they never oxygen. No matter all I get you work and some of the taxis and I think they were on long government. Get the key to a Malone than not. Na Benue State, one has left.
Malutarawa. So, my brother, I actually got a also, but I will continue the conversation. Thank you. Kaina Batandozo, Inashiata will continue, okay? Dalo. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Keep the calls coming on 081 38 39 7740 or 081 39 25 6742. You can equally call us on 080 65 79 6599. Let's hear from you now. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome back, sir. Please go on.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, talking about insecurity in Anambra State.
Okay.
Insecurity in Anambra State. I was on Soludo there. Soludo Bataram everywhere they scatter.
Yeah.
Where insecurity, where did you can go? I'll tell you where so not be happy history. Now, to a people when you amnesty is a weapon development.
Okay.
Although that when I think when we came it from the very properly. Maka by somebody what that na mwe insecurity mo cannot buy the most people do that alone say no.
Yeah.
After that will be not and today this man work at the solution. You know when they take in when they say that I'm on the take call. I'm on a sense. And I make a good here, but that is saying to this and then about this coming so I will want to be none of that. But them butter, but at the time, not being a child of an age after. That's an awful system, no one on some people. In the teaching of not a better. Like a man with somebody gets to let you go ahead and got Father Mondo to the boy. Let us get that's only who will either do it. Okay, we see it under. No matter what I am, so the end of the that in security, we have
Thank you so much for joining us again this morning. Keep the calls coming. Let's hear from you right about now. What do you have to say about the situation? Hello. Yes, welcome back, my sister. Okay.
Okay.
No, nke ị na-ekwu kịta nke a bụ speculations.
And he was asked to work alongside with the security men.
I want to
Matthew, who is a Canadian football, working with the government. What kind of guy is he guiding Anambra? And yet we are no fools.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us again this morning. But I want to explain something. There is something called artificial intelligence news in this age. When you see a particular news, sometimes it could be made up, it might not be a reality, but there will be pictures, videos, and everything that will, authenticate what is being said, but it can still be false. Anyway, we are getting to the spot where we'll call it a day, but let me just take this call in a minute before we call it a day. Hello? Just a minute, I was in my brother. Just a minute. Wrap up. He hit you in a minute. Okay.
Now, opposite. Those are 2 months now. They have Anglican Reverend gentleman. Reverend gentleman, opposite.
Okay.
Over 2 months now. I can't marry Ogun on the near. Then in the shop for more than 2 weeks.
Okay.
The whole bishop, former archbishop. Then at that time, can one name for several father came. It was on the news then, even from in Sierra for that insecurity. Continue on starting from Custom. They are another employer, the government to come and kill you. The same lady come follow now to do media name. Now, banana, Honda, now somebody too much. He now the governor of the affair. So these people now, I want an idea they can do. A lot of people want these boys. We only do that about 352 because after NSAT, we have to say the police station and they are walk, the police family, get their medicine. All he can run any of the police, and damn your collect everything. Never in a Tolaka. Ndị na-ebupu ọbara na-atụ tanana.
Nsogbu arọ ka anyị chịkọtazie ebe a, my brother. Daalụ.
The traditionalists must stand up and do the right thing. The people who must be properly buried. Unless the calamity will continue.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, and we've gotten to the spot where we'll begin to call it a day on this particular edition of Political Views on Ebona at the 103.5 FM. You'll see that, our political space is heated up. A lot of things to talk about, a lot of things going on. The hunt for Lukarawa, a lot of things. But we must continue talking about the situation as Nigerians. And when we do, we shape our polity the way it must go. And that is to remind you that political views comes your way, Monday, 3 o'clock p.m. to 4:30 p.m. Saturday, 10 o'clock a.m. to 11:30 a.m. So keep a date. And don't touch the dial of Ebona at the 103.5 FM. A lot is coming your way on this platform. Till we meet again, I remain Martin IFEANYICHUKWU Ekezie. Stay tuned to Ebona at the 103.5 FM. Shalom.
It's time to get ready for the most anticipated event of the year, Agdogidi Beauty Project. Date 30th December 2024. Your voucher is your ticket to an unforgettable night of top entertainment featuring the sensational Dorime Dance Crew, comedy, traditions, and culture. It's premium or nothing, so dress to impress. And the hosting of the event is the one and the only MC Hamatan. Agdogidi Beauty Project. Date 30th December 2024. Time 5 p.m. Venue Residency Hotel, Yofino Gidi. Call 080-6329-0766 or 090-1356-6263. For table reservations, get 50,000 naira and